Hello everybody, welcome back. We're at IPL 5 at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas. This is the fourth and final day of competition. Semifinal 2 is just about to begin between SK Gaming and Fnatic Raid Call. We just had Rafa and Strengths, a couple of Quake players, turned Shootmania players up on the stage here, and it was pretty interesting to hear what they had to say. Next up, they're going to have to battle it out though.
Yeah, I tell you this much. Both of these teams are, we said it earlier before we went with the interviews, both of these teams are more than capable of going to the final and even winning it as well. But the team to look out for this one is definitely going to be SK Gaming. And the reason why is because they, granted, Fnatic Raid Call, we know what they're capable of, formerly known as Eclipsia, second place at ESWC, very talented team of players. But SK Gaming, they have, they've proved a lot thus far taking out Colwyn in group play. But this is the real test to make it to the finals and take another stab at Colwyn since they already beat them before. But Fnatic Raid Call have not dropped a single game. So SK Gaming, they're going to be the team to watch because of that fact. They need to overcome the odds here.
That's right, and I do just want to point something out that maybe people didn't know. Apparently Strengths has a ritual or something. Maybe he just really likes to do it, but he's singing a song every single time that he's about to play. He do like karaoke's at his desk.
Hey, you have to have your ritual.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's an important match. If he's gonna win, he's gonna need to keep up with it. So
I have my own rituals.
Yeah, this is also Las Vegas. I mean, superstition is like everywhere. You've got obviously dice and rabbit's feet and four-leaf clovers, all that stuff people bring to the tables.
I feel like a lot of players that compete have like specific rituals that they do. I've seen a lot. I used to know a player that he pretty much used to just have to do like at least 30 jumping jacks before he played every single time. Didn't matter where he was competing, whether it be on the main stage, whether it be like in the audience or like features or anything. He was just doing jumping jacks, and he'd had to do those, or else he just would not get the blood pumping for the game. So just some interesting stuff. I have my own rituals. Players, that's just how it is. When you compete, it's just the nature of the game.
Yeah, I just have a lucky card.
You have a lucky card?
Yeah,
Serious?
That's it. But I have it all the time, so I don't know if it's really lucky.
So you're always lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, because good things happen to you, buddy.
That's true. Look where I'm at. I'm casting IPL 5 at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas, and this is my job.
Exactly.
That's pretty awesome. So, yeah, as soon as the players are ready, we will actually get started in Game 1. The first map is going to be Collided once again, just like the other semifinal, and it looks like SK Gaming is all ready to go. It looks like
just waiting on Fnatic RC to ready up here, as well as Clock. Just guys, if you're out there in the chat right now, I thank you very much for tuning in. This is going to be a great matchup that we're going to have. If you're out there in the audience, make sure you come on over and watch as these two teams are going to battle it out. This is I said it before, this is a match as old as esports itself almost, with Fnatic and SK Gaming. These are two juggernaut organizations going up against each other, and this will be a first-time matchup here at for Shootmania. A lot of these organizations have high hopes for what Shootmania can become. Complexity, picking up a team as well. You can't forget about the guys from Fnatic, Raid Call, as well as SK Gaming, Epsilon, Monomaniac. Like, so many different organizations are picking up, Shootmania teams because they see the potential in the game.
Yeah, and I mean, the players really are the intrinsic value. It's like, hey, Rafa is participating in Shootmania. We know he's a winner. We know he's a dedicated player, and whatever he wants to do, we're going to support him. And like, for example, Strengths, EP, and Lacame, they've just been dominating. Strengths is a well-known player from Quake, so Fnatic, it's not much of a gamble when you're betting on a player with that kind of gaming ethic and practice. All that stuff is very, very important. That's another complexity. Also, they've worked with DeBears and Carnage in the past for other titles. They trust those guys. They know that they're willing to compete and willing to practice many hours a day to make sure that they are the best. So it's really not even much of a gamble when you've got the players that we've got here: Rafa, Strengths, Sturmy, Carnage, DeBears, all these wonderful players that companies and organizations can put their name behind. And I do want to point out, Fnatic, they didn't even have a team until a couple of weeks ago when Eclipsia, basically the team parted ways with Eclipsia, and Fnatic said, hey, we'll pay your bill. Yeah. Or we'll let you fly
because
they
believed in how talented this team was, And Strengths did work with Fnatic before, if I'm correct. He had said in our interview. So, granted, it's just a good fit for them, and hopefully, I think the teams are going to be ready to go here. We're just waiting on two more players are ready up, but we are going to be kicking it off on Collided. We saw Planet Express get 3-0'd against Colwyn, and Colwyn moving on to the finals. This is the crazy part about this, because Fnatic has 3-0'd every one of their opponents that they've face. So you have to think to yourself, man, like if they manage to 3-0 SK Gaming, that'd be kind of ridiculous.
Here we go, actually. The game is finally about to start. This is semifinal number 2, and we are beginning with SK Gaming's Clock, who actually was perhaps their most prolific attacker in yesterday's games. He had several great attacking rounds in all of those series. You can see all the player names: EP, Strengths, Lacame on Fnatic, Rafa, ID, and Clock, not Iddy. And oh my goodness, Strengths already starting off with a defensive shot. Clock needing to retreat a little bit and gather his bearings. There you see EP off to the left side, Lacame playing in the middle, and Strengths still playing that platform. EP hits a long-range shot from the left side. We'll see if Clock is going to be able to make something happen with just one armor.
Yeah, you can see here that Clock is definitely struggling in this situation, backed up against the rock here, as Fnatic RC's Strengths manages to close that one out. Good stuff there indeed. You're going to see the spread there for 1 shot for EP, 2 for Strengths, so pretty good play there overall. Now it's going to be EP, and you know, Strengths had nothing but good things to say about his teammate. He's a very talented player. He attacks first because he gets the job done. So let's see what EP is going to be doing here on the attack. And of course, you know, you got to wait for that flurry of rockets flying over here, as EP is just going to pretty much take his time, make sure that he's not going to get rocket's not going to connect with him right at this point, because if you go down with that 2 armor, you're definitely, at this point in the game, it's not a good look here. But EP missing that first laser, not able to connect, finding someone over on the side there. He's not able to connect with that one either on ID. You saw that there was going to be one player over by the cubby, and that's going to be Rafa challenging there. And perhaps EP has a plan in this situation. Of course, doubling back around here, as he is actually going to get hit. Now he's going to have 2 armor, as it will be EP versus Rafa in this game. And EP is going to miss that shot as Rafa manages to stay alive with some slick movement. And no, it cannot say the same again, as Rafa gets taken out. And it is going to be a 1v2 with 2 armor left. And oh, that shot was lined up beautifully, but he could not connect with it. Just mildly jerking the mouse there was not enough. And he does connect there with the rocket. Nice stuff. And it will be a 1v1. EP trying to make this happen. Can he get it? Oh no, he is not at the halfway mark there. What an intense round for EP. ID managing to keep the drive alive here. Oh, yeah, well, whoever it was. SK Gaming kept the drive alive for this team.
Yep, Rafa is going to be attacking in now for SK Gaming. And he actually had a great point earlier about his team's games against Colwyn, basically that the European teams have not had a chance to see SK play. I know you haven't even had a chance to see SK play, so these European teams really are kind of going to be unfamiliar with anything SK is doing that's unique to this map or unique in other maps. Rafa already starting with a nice shot on Lacame. Strengths and EP are going to be having to fall back most likely, as Rafa is still equipped with 3 armor. He does have vision of a couple of the defenders, saw one way back behind him. Now he knows there's another below him. He's keeping an eye on his back to make sure Strengths doesn't lob any stray shots, and you know, now keeping an eye out for him. He's going to try and isolate instead of going for EP, who is over by the gold. There's Strengths, and he gets a free shot on that one. 3 armor against just 1 defender. Rafa has great odds here. There it is, and Rafa gets a first successful attacking round. He was saying yesterday he was a little bit cold, not landing as many attacking rounds as he would have liked, but already off to a wonderful start for SK Gaming here in this semifinal.
Yeah, the key, Josh, in that one was for Rafa to be able to isolate that other defender, and pretty much just scared him, as you know, he ended up taking him out anyway. But granted, the thing that you have to take note is how the distance between him and the goal, and Strengths already getting pegged 1 time, so that's not going to be a good look here, as Strengths is kind of starting a little rough. You know, of course, just trying to see if he can find 1 more shot or take 1 defender out to kind of even the odds here. You know, and it is a 1v3, but you can't even it up because he has 2 armor, and you know, you want to pretty much approach a situation when the clock winds down to that goal being capped with 3 armor. Nice shot there as ID manages to take out, ID gets taken out by Strengths, and now Strengths here trying to find the next opponent. But granted, though, he's just going to play this one as slow as possible and using some slick movement to take advantage of the situation. Finding Clock at the bottom there, he's able to connect with a shot. Strengths in a 1v1 with Rafa. And let's see what the quick players can do here, as Strengths is going to dip around to the right side here, and he's going to connect with Rafa, making it 2-2, and Fnatic Great Call steps right back into this game.
All right, Strengths and Rafa, the 2 successful attackers so far. ID will be attacking now for SK Gaming. He actually had a few successful attacking rounds, some really clutch ones against Colwyn. Specifically, he had some just a crazy last-second lasers and things like that, so we'll see if he's going to be capable of that this morning, or this afternoon, actually, as we're starting to get on in time. Strengths, EP, and Lacame. I always think it's morning because I'm always tired at IPL 5.
It's always exhausting, man. All right, ID here actually playing the... Oh, he's going to get pegged 1 time by Lacame, and a second one by Strengths, and you can see there his EP was kind of dipping back, and that 1 defender hanging out over by the cages. Such an effective strat there. but ID gets taken out by Strengths. Nice shot. Excuse me, reverse that. I'm off my game right now, but it's okay though, because everyone's enjoying the action as ID ends up picking off Strengths there. ID trying to make the attack happen. He's able to connect with one earlier, but not with that one. Trying to find the opponents. Oh, look at the coordination, the crossing by Fnatic. Raid call on ID. Just cannot get away from that.
That's right. And next up, we've got Lacame, and Lacame is one of the players that can just go on a frenzy and dominate the opposition with some quick lasers, some very accurate lasers. Lacame, EP, and Strengths all very capable of doing that. So SK needs to be on top of their game, especially on defense. I think that is going to be the more difficult part here. Strengths, of course, is a wonderful defender, but I think they're a little bit stronger on attack, perhaps, than they are in defense.
Yeah, especially with a map like Collided, you know what I mean? Collided is I would like to think it's kind of an even.
It's like a playground.
Map. Yeah, it is a big playground, you know. But Lacame going into the cubby and ending that one there, telling Rafa to sit down for a second as he takes care of the rest of his opponents here. Let's see what's going to happen as Clock's going to be down at the bottom. Lacame needs to have some real slick movement at this time. Let's see what he could do as he does manage to find one on the ground. Man. And Clock now has to take a seat as it's going to be a 1v1. But that was an easy shot for ID, for Lacame, as ID gets taken out there. And wow, what a great run by Fnatic. Raid call. They're looking in top form right now, but Clock is definitely going to answer back here, as all 6 of these competitors have fantastic lasers. They know that they can, you know, just turn the heat up at any point in time, and that's what makes this such a great matchup that we're seeing here today.
Yep, at any moment, SK Clock could just tear it up, and you know, 3 shots, 3 kills. We'll see as he progresses here on Collided how he's going to, you know, work his way through Fnatic Raid Call's stout defense. Strengths playing the ramp there. Lacame all the way back in the middle, and EP playing the cage once again. You can see Rockets whizzing past him. He's got a couple of options. He may want to isolate Strengths and try to kill him. There he does, actually. It is a trade, and there is some time left on the clock, so Clock himself is actually not in too bad of shape. EP still on the left side. This is interesting because basically they're keeping eyes on him. They're saying if you come through the middle, EP is going to get some shots at you, and now that is actually going to spell doom for SK Gaming's Clock. EP and Lacame hitting him from both sides there. Good
coordination there, I must say. Good coordination indeed, as you know, having that player by the cage really, you know, puts that level of tension on the attacker, and you know, makes him have to watch his back. He knew that he missed that shot, so he was kind of in a pickle there, as now it will be EP on the attack, and he's going to throw down a laser right away, trying to see if he can connect with it, but he cannot. You know, those early lasers, if you get them, great, but that is a real slim chance of you being able to connect with it, just because of the distance and the range, and you know, everything has to be perfectly lined up together. But let's see here as EP trying to go with some pretty clever movement indeed, you know, trying to find one opponent to take out. He needs to take one out at least by the 15-second mark here to be effective. He is going to find one. Oh, he's going to miss a second laser, and that was going to be ID as EP now in wow, look at that spam up top, as that was pretty good coordination on the defensive front there by SK. Oh, look at the rush down here as they stop him. ID and Rafa with the takeout on EP. Nice stuff indeed on the defensive front. They really did need that round. They cannot allow EP to pretty much just take this lead away here with a 6-2 score. Now it's going to be 3-5, and Rafa has the opportunity to make something happen. He did have that one attack win earlier. Let's see if he can do it again against Fnatic Raid Call.
Yeah, they had EP herded into that back area like a caged animal. Well, they were herding. I mean, that was the real.
Remember my technique herding?
That was actually I was using like the actual literal term, not whatever you were talking about.
It's a sound technique, Josh.
Lacame and EP do take out Rafa. Rafa not going to be able to duplicate his success from earlier. The score is 6-3, and we're playing it to a 9-point limit here. So if Fnatic can just hang on defense, they will eventually secure their victory. Strengths, if he can get an attacking round here, will just pad that lead that they have and give them a little bit more breathing room.
Yeah, for sure. And let's see here is, you know, Strengths in the entrance, the beginning point of the game. You always have to, you know, just pretty much see where that initial flurry of rockets is going to be coming from, get an idea of who you're going to be attacking first. And Strengths decided, I'm going to go straight for the cage guy because that one creates some problems in a lot of instances. So let's see if Strengths now is going to be able to coordinate these jumps here, which he does manage to do so. Very nice movement by Strengths, and he finds one in the bottom, but a great stop there by ID. Oh my God, narrowly escaping that one. 1v1. Oh my Lord, Strengths with the clutch. Taking out Rafa. Great stuff indeed. I did not know how he got out of that one. That was a narrow haul. That was jukes on jukes, bro.
Jukes on jukes on jukes.
That's insane. That was a great movement there by Strengths. Now ID on the attack, and the lead has extended for Fnatic as they are looking really good here. Granted, it is what you want to look at in the stats is that they have 3 attack round wins. Fnatic great call. SK only has 1, so ID needs to turn it around here right now for his team. Make something happen. He does open it up nicely, though, but he is going to get pegged once and twice and a 3rd time by Yeepy to close out that round immediately. And now Fnatic great call is at match point.
That's right. It's just a great opportunity for Lacame to seal the deal now. They can end this first game and move into game 2 with a nice 1-0 lead. It is a best-of-5 series, so SK, of course, would still have a lot of room to wiggle and pick the map that maybe they prefer a little bit more. Clock, Rafa, and Id setting up on defense. Lacame just needs 3 lasers to give them the win. Can he actually do it? We'll see as he advances through this little early set of rockets. Usually those are going to be flying at places that are either going to try and force you into one direction or,
look at that.
Wow, Rafa actually landing 2 of those shots. ID hops up from the other side and finishes them off. That was a very swift defensive round, but now they're in a situation where the attack is super important. They are down by 2 full attacking rounds, so Clock and the next attacker for SK Gaming would need to be successful to be able to keep this game going.
Up and Clock now on the run. Of course, great play there by Rafa to close that one out. He's going to have 4 defensive rockets with that 1 attack round, so he's having a great game here. But it's going to be it's going to be up to the rest of his team to start to pick it up here. It's not a one-man show in Shootmania, although there is 1 attacker. It is a collective effort by everyone. So let's see as Clock looking to pick off at least 1 defender by the 15-second mark, I would say, to give him a comfortable padding moving into when the goal becomes live here. He's going to move inside. Oh no! A double tap there by Strengths and then a follow-up by Lacame to end that one for the GG. Nice stuff there indeed, as the score is going to be 9-4 on that one. And Fnatic Raid Call is going to take game number 1 against SK Gaming in a pretty dominant way, I must say. They were looking really strong in that one. There was neck and neck in the beginning, but after that, Fnatic just ran away with it.
You know who the standout was, though? Strengths with those 2 attacking rounds and 7 defensive rockets. He actually had the most defensive rockets in the game and those 2 attacking rounds. He was definitely the all-star for Fnatic Raid Call. So we are going to hop into a break right now. On the other side, we're actually going to bring you Archways, which is SK Gaming's first choice for game number 2.